So we're talking about how Christians, what the deal is with them with school.
Okay.
So Christians hate public school,
Okay.
obviously.
Right. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except for the fact that it's free.
Free. Right.
But yeah. So the Christians basically believe that public school has gone downhill since it started for a variety of reasons.
Uh-huh.
What is the history of that, and what are the reasons?
Okay. Well, so first of all, like, Christians are the only ones that are not happy with public schools in their present form.
Yeah, but
So-
Christians started it.
Okay. So, but I do think that there's an issue with just people not loving the philosophy of education that's found in public schools. And listen, I went to public school my whole, like, up through high school. So
Okay.
I'm a product of public schools.
Mhm.
So, but I think especially now where there's just schools and class sizes have gotten so big, I think it's become really difficult and really hard to teach critical thinking and those kind of things within public schools, because I think so often teachers are just trying to manage classroom sizes. So
Okay.
I'm not saying that across the board. I'm just saying I think that's it. So I think some people have problems, I guess, with public school because they feel like they're just kind of giving kind of rote memorization to kids,
Mm-hmm.
memorize it, and then the kids are really never taught to critically think for themselves.
Right.
And then they get to college and they're inundated with all this crazy stuff and they don't know how to think through it.
The crazy stuff is why we're here.
It is why we're here, because the
So-
crazy stuff always starts in academia at like university levels
Yeah.
and comes down.
Right.
So
To all of us morons.
that are in school,
Yeah.
public schools. Right. Yeah. So, all right. But you asked about the Christians specifically, so I'll deal with that. So, public schools actually began around like the earliest public schools, 1630s. It actually was by the Puritans.
Okay.
So public school actually has their heritage in Christianity.
But the Puritans, that would have been a Christian school, basically.
Sure.
Publicly available to only Christians.
Okay. Well, and so, but that's where it started.
Okay.
And then so then public schools kind of started popping up other places.
So then what happened?
So, and so by 1918, all American children are required to attend at least elementary school.
Okay.
All right. And it's free public schools. Okay. You have to at least attend through elementary school. And even through like all of this whole time, there's still been a fairly strong Judeo-Christian influence in the school system.
Mhm.
And so allowing for times of prayer, allowing for scriptures to be read, even Bible classes being available in schools was in public schools was pretty norm. And I can from being from the South, I can at least testify to that from the South. That was all pretty norm. And then around the 1960s is when things started to shift and change.
Okay.
And so 1962, 1963, you've got prayer being removed from schools. You have Bible scripture readings being removed from schools. And so they actually used to, like, over the intercom, like, it was very normal over the intercom for the principal or someone to read a passage of scripture and then for everyone to pray the Lord's Prayer together.
Okay.
And then sometimes after that, the teacher may even go further with her own Bible lesson. And again, that's testimonies of people I've talked to from around the South. So that it may look different in other areas of the country.
Mm-hmm.
But that was norm. But again, in 62, 63, all of that began being pushed out. And that's, I guess, when you began to have Christians starting to have issues with it. And then through the late 1980s and into the 1990s, evolution, there was a court case, and basically what happened was evolution no longer had to be taught side by side with what they called or termed creation science.
Okay.
And so now evolution could be taught as the theory.
Oh, that was a court case that happened.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it actually, so at one point, I think it was Louisiana, and I could be wrong on that, had it where you had to teach both, but then it got overthrown in the Supreme Court level. Okay. And so then public schools began at that point to be free to teach just evolution if they so chose. Okay. And then that's eventually kind of caught momentum, and creation science, again, that's what it was termed, was again eventually kind of just dropped off from the curriculum. And now, in the present day we're in, you've got discussions on gender and sex and queer theory and critical race theory within schools. And I think that's kind of caused everything within Christians, Christians with kids in schools, that these are the things that are probably present day issues that are concerning to parents. Okay. Yeah. So a brief sketch, kind of crude, but brief sketch.